Ladies and gentlemen, Crimson Al-Khemia here, and this is part of a project that was going to be starting up soon, but I felt like today's the day to actually do it. But it's not going to be heavily edited as I normally would do this, but reason being, and within this time period, I just felt it's necessary to get this out here. Now, we all know there's a lot of bad things been going on a lot lately. A lot of us don't kind of want to face it, but we have to. I think life is a balance. It has to be a nice balance of the good and the bad, and that's how we grow, and that's how we learn, and that's how we remember not to do stupid things, you know. So in this regards, there's a lot of bad news, and we really need to, listen in and read it and understand the world around us. So as an antithesis to this, I'm presenting to you Crimson's rad news for the past few days. Now, a lot of cool things go on, and they kind of go under the radar, unfortunately. Even with 24-hour news, it's always pundits deliberating and debating on some of the worst things going on. Well, a lot of cool things have happened, but no one's paying attention to it. So, I got your back, and here we go. PAC is standing up for the transgendered. Ladies and gentlemen, you may not have heard this in the past couple of weeks. It's something I picked up in the news and spread to a few friends of mine. But this is something I think for American culture, it's definitely a news piece that you should take in and absorb. This is some fantastic news. Normally from Pakistan, you never hear anything too great. But this one was fantabulous, as I like to put it. Now, in 2012, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of transgendered community in Pakistan that the year before they did have the right to vote, but now they have the right to property and so much more. Interesting news. In the last couple of weeks in Pakistan, the clerics, Muslim clerics, got together and came out with a decree that I'm surprised no one picked up on. They decreed, and I like to quote this, making noises at transgender people, making fun of them, or thinking of them as inferior is against Sharia law because such an act amounts to objecting one to Allah's creations, which is not correct. Yes, you hear it, folks. Muslim clerics in Pakistan decreed in the eyes of Allah that transgender marriages are A-OK. And that is fantastic news. While we're deliberating about bathrooms here, they're saying, yeah, get married. No, and you know what? If you ever shame one, shame on you, because that is not cool. Now, in Pakistan, they're still working on the homosexual side of things. Reason being, with transgender, they kind of it as body parts as, yep, you're a man, you're a woman. So even if a transgender man becomes a woman, you're a woman in the eyes of Allah. So, yeah, the marriage is okay. Now, they're going to be working on the homosexual side. It's a work in progress. Like it is with any country, it's never going to be overnight. But let's just celebrate the awesome. E.T. phoned China. Yes, that is absolutely correct, because you know what? Just got built the largest radio telescope in the world, and that's in Guizhou, China. It is 1,650 feet wide, or about 30 football field large. That is dynamically huge. Not only is it huge, it's in one of the most radio quiet points of the earth. So you're going to be able to pick up a lot of information from there. Now with this, it's called the FAST, or the 500-meter Aperture Spherical Telescope. Right now, it just got finished being built. It's gone into beta testing. They're working out all the bugs of picking up any and all transmission now. And once that's done in about 2 or 3 years, they are opening up to all international researchers to come to China, use the telescope. And this is fantastic. This is some awesome, cool, geeky space stuff, which I'm always about geeky space stuff. Books for the busted? Yeah, that's exactly what this is. Right over here is this cool kid. He's 9 years old, and he's Tyler Fugit from Clarksville, Tennessee. What's so cool about this kid? He's been spending his summer allowance every week to buy books. What does he do with the books? He's been bringing them down to the Montgomery County Jail and donating them. Yes, he's been donating books with his own allowance every single week, and he's already bought a few hundred books already for the inmates in particular to read. Why, do you ask? Well, as he puts it, he wants you to think good, not bad. So while you're in jail, while you're waiting out your time and you're about to get released, he wants you to be reading on books and actually discover something about yourself that when you come out, you'll focus on more positive things, maybe a new direction for your life. So this kid gets a gold star in my book.
Oh yeah!
beer is good. Beer is good. And it's stuff. Now, who wants to get wasted? Unwasted. Wasted. It's a new beer come out of the Northern Monk Brew Company in Leeds, England. Now, what's cool about this? It's a zero waste beer. How does that work? Well, in collaboration with the Real Junk Food Project, they take everything comes out of that brewing process of this beer. Now, with the yeast, they're going to reuse it all in the other beers that they brew in the company. Now, afterwards, you also have the malt and you have the hops. What do they do with that? They actually donate it to local farms in the area for feed and fertilizer. So everything's recyclable. Extra bonus, the bottles that they put them in is 100% recycled glass, in which they also promote to their customers, please recycle that so they can use it again. And so the earth keeps spinning, and the drunker we get, safe drunk. Great news coming out of Weatherford, Texas this week. There was a jailbreak, but not the one you would normally think of. Now, these guys wandering out of their cell here, they're normally in the holding cell that's underneath the Parker County Courthouse. And they're just not wandering out. They're not trying to escape. They're trying to save. They're trying to save their jailer, who is actually having a heart attack right on the spot. They noticed his body slumped over, tried to make a lot of noise. When no one was responding, they actually busted out of their cell to try to revive him, tried to save him, tried to get help. They were screaming and shouting. Now, the officers upstairs did hear the noise and thought there was a fight going on, and went down there and were prepared to actually have to deal with some inmates that were getting rowdy. And then when they came in, they realized what the situation was. They put them right back to their cell, they closed it, and they got help. They resuscitated with paramedics on the scene, were able to revive that jailer. So, again, these guys here didn't try to escape. It's going to be a little difficult down there, but still, to actually break out of jail to try to save someone's life, that is what awesome humans are all about, and that's another good piece of news to take away this week. And our final segment here is going to be called Rapidly Rad, where I'm just going to be rapidly shooting off cool pictures, some awesome, nice stuff to take home with you for the weekend, while getting a little bit of information about this. So, let's get to it here. Number one over here is Moshe the elephant from Lampang, Thailand. Now, Moshe stepped on a landmine back in 1999, had a difficult time living the past near 17 years, but finally got a prosthetic leg, and now Moshe is doing great. So, always kudos that we're taking care of our other animals. Now, for something closer to home here, this is Maya Bailey here. Now, Maya Bailey suffers from alopecia, and recent Christmas, her mom surprised her with a bald doll that was custom made for her, which she absolutely loved because it was something that she could feel connected with. To their surprise in this photo, they're recently in the Natick Mall, and coming by the American Girl store, big doll store, they saw a ton of them on display. That is awesome. It made them so happy, so ecstatic. And American Girl's been known to create dolls with accessories for other girls with ailments, whether it's having a hearing aid, even carrying an EpiPen, things like that. So kudos to American Doll. Now for something a little more terrifying. Alligators in trees. This is not Photoshopped. This is in Cape Coral, Florida. There's an alligator in a tree. Turns out, this is actually common. Alligators and crocodiles can climb trees. Alligators, crocodiles, in trees. We're not talking about Sharknado. This is real. Hashtag only in Florida. Nope, 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 nope. So on to nicer animal news as well. Now, to prove that we all can coexist, the absolute proof that we all can live on this earth together, is a black cat and a black bear. And this is in Folsom City Zoo in California. This isn't recent. This is over several months. The stray black cat wandered into their bear exhibit with this big black bear here, and they've been the coolest pals ever. Chill, and a lot of the patrons were worried that this bear would maul the cat. Nope, don't care. They live by a code. Eat, sleep, and poop. That's a full day right there. And I think we could all learn that lesson from this cat and this bear. We can all coexist together. Just remember, eat, sleep, poop, repeat. That's what I'm going to take from that. And of course, when we talk about zoos, we're going to talk about recently the Los Angeles Zoo and comedian Jeff Wysocki here, hopefully I got the name right on that, who's been posting a lot of, around the zoo, a bunch of fake facts here. But one thing caught my eye, and I believe it's true, and it is that George Washington was really 9 koalas stacked atop one another. I can believe that. And finally, we're going to give the Troll of the Month to here is to Laurie Oakes, who is a news anchor in Australia. Now, he's recently covering the general election on Saturday, and he caught wind there was a huge, massive sporting betting pool. What color tie he was going to wear while covering the general election. He caught wind of this, so what did he do? He wore every color tie that was in the betting pool, so by default, everyone won. And he did it between breaks. He'd come back with a whole new color tie, and it led to one of the greatest Twitter trends going down of everyone freaking out over what color tie it was. He drove everyone nuts, and that's why he gets my gold star as well for the month. So, Laurie Oakes, cheers to you, mate. Now, thank you very much for joining me again. We're going to have better production next time, but I felt it was a good time this weekend with so much going on to bring some awesome good news for you to take home. So share this with all the people around you. Now, just remember, just like in life and with news, we have to digest the bad, but we can celebrate the red. So you take care, folks, and I'll see you soon. Crimson out.